first, I just want to say rest in peace, George Floyd. My deepest condolences to his family, and I hope justice is served for the police officers who brutally killed him for $20. Like a black man's life was taken because he had a fake $20 bill or $20, yeah. And I think for me personally, what hurts me the most is how many more people have to be killed for something to change. I think even with social media and people recording it and putting it up for the public to see, a lot of these officers are getting away with it. And I think had the public not got involved and put pressure on Trump and all these other cities to riot and protest and all of these things, I think they probably would have got away with it. But luckily, in this case, they have been arrested and have been charged with second-degree murder. And just to quickly add, for those who have been saying second degree is not enough, first degree has to be premeditated. Like you have to have gone out of your house with the intention to kill, and there's no evidence to suggest that it was premeditated. So that's why they've been charged with second degree murder. I'm gonna call this one my truths, my reality, because every black person has experienced racism in some capacity, whether intentionally or unintentionally, intentionally or unintentionally, in some form, some way, shape or form. But I'm just going to talk about my reality, my truths, because as a young black man, I have experienced a lot of racism. I can't shy away from that. But for me, growing up, police were deemed cool. Like we have pictures. Like when I used to go to summer school, and the police used to come take pictures with us. Like we'll be on their bikes, taking pictures, wearing their helmets, and they were seen like, these are cool people. But that kind of changed when I grew up a little bit, and I was able to experience some things I'll never forget. So in particular, I think I've got like 3 or 4 different experiences that off the top of my head that I could talk about in terms of being racially profiled by the police. And I don't want to say scarred, but I have strong dislike towards anyone who wears that uniform, only because of my experience with them. Now, I'm not saying all police are bad. I'm sure there are good police officers out there, but your experience with police doesn't go away. Like I can't forget, because there are 10 good police officers when I've been done dirty by 50 of them. Like the good doesn't outweigh the bad in this situation, unfortunately. But I'm not trying to label all of them, but I would say a vast majority of police officers don't do good police work, which leads to police brutality and racially profiling people who are just normal pedestrians, like this civilians, just trying to do normal things, but because I'm black. But anyways, off the top of my head, so the first one, and I think this is the one that scarred me the most, because of how young I was. So I think I was 12. I think I was 12 and my brother was 8. Yeah, I think I was 12 and my brother was 8. We ordered some Chinese and I was going to go pick it up and my brother said he wanted to come with me. So I said, cool, put on your shoes, let's go. So we're walking back from the Chinese restaurant now, and I've got my headphones in, my earphones or headphones, whatever, and I've seen a bully van drive past me and my brother. Obviously, I'm 12, I'm not thinking anything of it. And then all of a sudden, they'd spin around and about 6 of them hopped out of the bully van and mad aggressive towards me and my brother. Put my brother in handcuffs, they put me in handcuffs. Bear in mind, my brother's 8 years old. 8 years old, and my brother was put in handcuffs for no reason. So I've asked, why am I being stopped? They're just doing their routine checks. You fit the description of someone who's just committed a crime. I said, what does that person look like? The officer said, he's black. You fit the description. I said, so because I'm black, I automatically fit the description. So obviously, the way I'm explaining it, I wasn't as calm as I am now. But you can imagine, I'm 12. Obviously, these officers are a lot bigger and stronger than me. But I'm irate because, number one, my Chinese is getting cold. And number two, I was stopped. I'm put in handcuffs because I fit the description. And what hurts me the most in this situation is that my brother was 8 years old. 8 years old, and he was put in handcuffs because he fit the description of somebody, allegedly. Now, straight away I can see that's not great police work because you've jumped out of the bully van, you didn't identify yourself, you didn't give me your number, you didn't state why you stopped us before you put the handcuffs on. You put the handcuffs on, then you started getting aggressive, roughing us up, and then you decided to explain. Cool. You've taken our details now. You then find out I'm not the person you're looking for. A decent person would apologize and say, I made a mistake. Not these pricks. Unfortunately, they didn't apologize. They just got in a bully van and kept it moving. Went home, explained to my mum. And bear in mind, both of us are minors at the time, so an adult needs to be present. And I recall saying to this guy, obviously we're underage and you need an adult with us. But again, they didn't listen. It's just young black boy, we don't care kind of attitude. And when I went home, I explained to my mum and dad, and my mum was very pissed off, as you can imagine. But imagine being 12 and just because I'm black, I was put in handcuffs. And my brother was 8 years old. I just imagine that scenario and just think, bro, you've gone to buy Chinese. On your way back, you've been stopped because you allegedly look like somebody, which in my opinion, I think was BS. It's just, we've seen 2 young black boys, let's trouble them. Yeah, that was my first experience. My second one, I think I was about 14. This was a Sunday. We just come back from football. There was about 4 of us. Yeah, 4 of us. Me, Miles, Tope, and Mohammed. We just come back from football and we was in Lewisham. And we was hungry. I remember the day so clearly. We was hungry, so we got a bus. We got off the bus, and opposite the police station is where we got off. So we get off, and me and Mohammed were play fighting. Like on the bus, we were just bantering, saying, "Oh, who's better at football?" and so on and so forth. So we start pushing each other, And he was like, I'm better than you at football. He pushed me back, and bear in mind we're laughing at this moment. We're all laughing. Miles on top here, there. We're just bantering. It's calm. No one's being overly aggressive, so it looks like we're fighting amongst ourselves. Nothing of that sort. And then, legit, within like 2 minutes, I see like 3 bully vans pull up. Like 5 police officers are crossing the road from the other side, and they're running towards us. So we stopped, thinking like we ain't done nothing wrong, so like it's cool. So we carried on walking, and then fam, when I mean the police officer grips man up, like fam, I've never been violated like that before. Like he had man by my neck, and he had like one of my friends of like, you know, the railings that protect the cars from the pavement. He literally had one of my friends, half of his body over the railing, and literally balancing on one leg as he was holding him like this. So immediately be like, what the hell is going on? Like, then what happened again? Then yes. So then as he's holding us, more police officers are coming. Then without even identifying themselves again or saying what the reason is, they've come. So yeah, man, I remember that day so vividly. They came very aggressive. It was almost like 3 officers to each boy. So there was 4 of us. Multiple bully vans, and I remember they came, they slapped the handcuffs on, and I couldn't really feel the blood circulation. And I remember I asked the female officer if she could loosen it or take it off, because I haven't committed a crime, so why am I in handcuffs? And then PC Simon came. The way he looked, I can tell he probably used to get bullied in school, and he's got some sort of power now because he's a police officer. And he came and he made it tighter. So I went from feeling little blood circulation to my wrist feeling numb. So cool. So I said, let me reason with the woman. So I said to the woman, can you explain to me why you've all come out here on an aggressive tip and you put all of us in handcuffs when we've committed no crime? And she couldn't answer. Then another officer came who seemed more higher up than her, was like, we're arresting you on suspicion of fraud. I said, what? I said, Frey. I said, no one's disturbing the peace of nobody. Like, we're just playing around. Like, what's going on, kind of thing. Yeah, what's going on, kind of thing. And then they arrested us for GBH and Frey, which basically means disturbing the peace of the public. And again, we are all minors, so parents have to be called and all of this stuff. And I remember what annoyed me the most about this again is because I was hungry. All the time I'm getting arrested, I'm always hungry. I was hungry, and we were going to the Chinese restaurant. So we finished football, we were going to the Chinese restaurant, and we were all hungry to the point where our bellies were rumbling. So we just been put in handcuffs, and they escorted us to the police station, which was literally across the road. And bear in mind, they're roughing us up, so they're taking us to the police station. I remember there was a lot of elderly women on the same side as us, and as we were crossing the road, I could just see them shaking their heads, saying, and I was like, but I haven't even done anything. Like, fair enough, but cool. If I committed a crime and I got caught, then cool, put me in handcuffs and take me to the police station. But I did nothing. So anyways, we've gone to the police station now, and they've called my mum. They've called my mum, and so basically they only arrested two of us and let the other two go. So they arrested me and my friend Mohammed, and they let Miles and Toppy go, because we were the only ones who were pushing each other. So they called my mum, and they lied. They basically said that, oh, your son has been involved in a serious fight, and he's really bloody, and we had to intervene, and basically just telling a bunch of lies to my mom. So obviously, as a parent, she's panicking, thinking, oh, boom, I have to rush down to Lucian police station to try and attend to my son. So cool, they put me in a cell, and it was like a box room with like a bed on the floor, and then I was probably there for like 45 minutes. Then my mum came, and they offered me food. Fam, they offered me potatoes with coleslaw. I was like, bro, like these times I was just about to back some mad Chinese, and this is what you want to offer me. So I just threw the food on the floor, and then my mum came. They took me out, went into one room. So obviously my mum's calm now. She's all trying to film my face to see. So yeah, she's all trying to film my face to see if there's blood. But I was just like, blood? There's no blood. Like, we were play fighting. So she said, oh, you didn't get into a serious fight? I said, with who? Like, we were play fighting with my friend, just bantering about who's better at football. So obviously we got into a room now, and they started interviewing us. And bear in mind, I had my football boots in my bag and all of that stuff, so that they could see that we had just come back from football. It wasn't like we was trying to make up a lie just to get out of this thing. Gone into the room, started interviewing me, asking me questions, and I was like, oh, what happened, and all of this stuff. And I was just like, me and my friend were play fighting. We were just about to go to the Chinese restaurant. We were bantering about who's better at football, and that was it. You guys came, mad aggressive. You put me in cuffs. You then arrested me. You then lied to my mum and said that I was involved in a serious fight, which I wasn't. And then, to top it off, the interview lasted about 25 minutes, and then the guy had the nerve to try and banter with me about football. So he was just like, oh, so how good are you? Like, compare yourself to a footballer. I looked at my mum, and I was like, is this guy alright? Like, you rested, man, and now you're trying to friend up. Move, man. So I said to him, listen, with all due respect, I'm just trying to be out there, and I'm not trying to banter with anyone, trying to laugh with anyone, because quite frankly, I'm kind of pissed off because you man arrested me. I'm hungry. You lied to my mum, and you publicly humiliated me in front of people and roughed me up in public for no reason. And then when I left the station, I then found out that the reason that they were so aggressive with us is because two people had escaped from the Lucian jail, and again, we fit the description, and lucky us, we were stopped and arrested. But yeah, man, I think for me personally, my experiences with the police haven't been good. Yes, like I said earlier on, there are good police officers, but one or two good officers cannot outshine the negative work that is done within the communities. These areas which are deprived areas, the idea is for the police to try and work with the community, but we see police as ops. Like, no one likes police. I can call at least 5 to 10 friends of mine who can share 2 or more negative experiences with police, but yet they are here to help us. But we don't feel that. I don't feel that from them at all. Every every day I'm racially profiled. I'm driving my car. If I drive past a police car, 8 times out of 10 they're gonna turn around and just stop me just because like um, and sometimes it's hard for me to remain calm because I get frustrated when you have no reason to stop me. And when I ask you what's the reason, you come up with some BS because they feel that they can just do it. This is why I say to the young black people, please know your rights, because when you start throwing stuff back to them, they start panicking because they're like, oh, bro, this guy's educated. They just feel um, what they want to happen is for you to act aggressively towards them. They call for backup, they arrest you, then take you to the station, and then it becomes an escalated thing. And this is something that as I as I'm getting older, I'm trying to deal with because for me, instantly, it's rage. When I get stopped by them, when they try to talk to me, when they just like, what are you doing? Like, I haven't done anything wrong. Why are you stopping me? At least let me do something for you to stop me, then I would understand. But just because I'm black, that's enough for them to stop me. Um, Also, I want to talk about how obviously the US and the UK we have slightly different problems. The outcome of our problems are slightly different from the US, I would say. Um, in the UK, I would say that we don't fear the police over here. I would say, I think in America they fear the police only because they don't know if that's going to be their last encounter with anybody. That they, at that point of being just a tad aggressive or moving, you could be shot and killed. Even when you comply, you could still be killed. I don't think we face those same problems over here. The only real serious situation I can think of at the top of my head is the Mark Duggan situation, which led to the London riots. But again, that situation, he was racially profiled, and they tried to cover up the story of him having a gun or some sort of weapon, which turned out to be false. And they tried to cover their tracks. But I'm sure there are other situations where the police have done stuff like that in the UK. But when these situations happen, we come together. We come together. We're united. We march. We protest. Some riot. Some do all these things. But then there is no follow up. Like, it seems like protesting is the last result, and then nothing happens beyond the protesting. Now, I do agree that protesting works, but there has to be more. That protesting can't be the last thing we do. The brands that profit off us the most, who have been quiet, I think we need to boycott these brands as a whole. Like, stop wearing these designer brands. Like, support our own businesses, support black businesses who can excel to become these brands. Because why should I support someone who profits off me, but in my time of need says nothing? It says nothing. Like, I'm looking at all these big brands and they're quiet. They're quiet. Like, we put millions into their accounts every month, year, billions at some of them, and we're crying out for help just to show, just even by putting up a post, just to show that you are with us. Like, you feel the pain that we are going through, and what families man are mute, saying nada. It's been emotional. It's been tough to talk about. Black doesn't make me a criminal. Because I wear a hoodie does not make me a thug. Because I look a certain way, you don't have to be afraid. Like, I'm sick and tired of having to speak a certain way when I'm in a room with white people. I'm tired. I'm tired. This is how I speak. If you don't like it, do one. Like, I'm tired of putting on this, oh, hi guys, voice. Nah, F that. I'm tired of all those voices, or this is me. I'm not changing. I wear hoodies. I wear clothes that I feel comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with how I look or how I dress, that's your own, you know. And I don't think we should have to change to fit in to a society that we contribute so much to. Um, Now, you know, what I find, I'm gonna end on this. What I find funny is they hate, they love everything about the black person except the black person. They they love our culture, they love our food, they love our features. Well, now they do because they mocked us during the slavery times and called us monkeys and all these things. But the Caucasian people want to look like us. That's why they tan. That's why they put their fillers in and they do all these surgeries to have the bodies that our beautiful women naturally have. They do everything but like the black person. So they like everything about us but the black person. And it's frustrating, man. And I think I'm going to end on this. I really hope we see some changes. Like, I've recently found out that 14 countries, 14 African countries are still paying colonial tax. Oh. Can someone explain to me why in 2020, 14 African countries are still paying colonial tax to France? Please explain to me. I don't understand. Anyways, ran over, I think. I just want to see change, man. I just want to see change. I think if we unite as a community, we will see change. Like, I think the whole world is sick and tired of the police brutality that's going on in America, the things that happen in our countries, and even highlighting the slavery still happens in the Arab countries. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but they're killing black people like for fun. Black people are still slaves in these Arab countries. It doesn't really benefit nobody, but they're killing black people for fun. Enough is enough. Yeah, man, that's me done. Black Lives Matter. Let's protect our queens. We salute you. We love you. I don't even know what to say, man. But yeah, just wanted to share some stuff and get off my mind. It didn't feel right uploading a normal video in this week, especially with all that's been going on. So yeah, I hope we can do better as a community. I hope we can reach the masses and speak to those with power to actually make change and not just jump on a bandwagon and do things for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and then we just go back to normal. Nah, this can't happen. Thank you for watching, man. I hope you've been inspired to share some of your experiences that you faced with the police. And I would just say, what things do you think you can do as an individual to help to better black people being seen as equal? I don't know any race who has felt this sort of hate like we do. Like, across the world, we were hated just for being black. I didn't choose to be black. I was lucky. So the outside world doesn't feel that way sometimes. But yeah, thanks for watching, man. Peace and love, guys. Thank you very much for watching today's episode of Real Talks with Dr. Game. For more content, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.